This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Westminster, Colorado. We are at the Dojo of Karate. Since 2008, they have been teaching excellence through karate. I am here with the owner, head instructor, Javier. Let me ask you, basically, over 22 years you have invested in this industry.
I have.
You started at a young age, at age 10, in Nashville, Tennessee. Share with me a little about what got you involved in this type of industry.
I was that kid that was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and kind of got all caught up with it now and wanted to do all the karate stuff. So my parents got me a gift for karate lessons whenever I turned 10, and that's how I got started and never turned back.
Wonderful. Let me ask you this. Why do you think it is teaching the excellence through karate, teaching discipline, possibly is more important today for our youth than back when you even started?
It's kind of funny. Since I've been teaching for so long, I've been a part of this, I've seen how generations of kids have kind of changed. And the more focus and discipline that some of these kids get, it's kind of amazing how they actually turn out to be better kids at school academically, with their kids with their parents at home, with their grandparents, and just overall socially, they actually start having more confidence. And so I see it more important because of how things have been evolving in basically our today's day and age.
Absolutely. As parents, we put our children in sports to learn competition. How does this differ from, let's say, putting them in football or soccer? What do you think they kind of learn a little bit different here?
It's more about developing their own self-skills, learning how to gain those confidence things that they may not have, or the discipline they may not be getting. In team sports, they're all about the team, all about this. And this is more of an individual thing to shape a child more individually, so they get more personal attention. And that's kind of important, I think, in today's age. Is not that team sports isn't bad, it's just that we approach it a little differently, more on an individualistic kind of standpoint.
Being a third-degree black belt yourself, the characteristics of a black belt is everything of confidence, respect, dedication, courage, perseverance. Are these all the things kind of rolled up in together that they're going to learn here?
Definitely. We actually have something that's called Word of the Week. And so we go over a Word of the Week every week to discuss these words that you just kind of went over. This week is courtesy, for instance. And so these kids are learning basically different things about courtesy, what the importance is. And the previous week was dedication. So everything is always kind of a way of learning these words of the week to help shape them, what we call black belt principles.
Interesting. You mentioned before it's more of an individual approach than a team approach. So really you're teaching in these kids is accountability, how to be better citizens and therefore create a better community.
Exactly. And so what happens is that these kids learn that for their actions that they do, good or bad, that they get rewarded for them or not rewarded for them. And so that's why we have, belt promotions in our school. That's why we have, reviews, if you will, to kind of hold them accountable for practicing, and also knowing that if they don't train, they don't get something that they don't deserve. And so it really teaches them how to kind of set goals and move forward.
Wonderful. You were introduced, like you said, at age 10. Therefore, you believe in starting them young. Share with me what they're going to learn as a little ninja here in your program. What do they learn?
Our Little Ninjas program basically is kids between the ages of 4.5 and 6. And really what we try to get in there is just kind of get their fine motor skills going, their focus, their discipline. A lot of at that age, their limbs don't really work the way they think they should work, and so we're trying to get it all together. And so we make it in a fun aspect where they're learning kicks and punches, but it's always fun and games as well too. And so that's kind of how we approach our Little Ninjas classes.
So obviously if they're having fun and enjoying it, they're going to want to continue on. Share with me again what the Junior Kids Karate is and what do you start evolving into there?
That's our 7 to 12-year-old program. And so essentially if a kid came through our Little Ninjas program, they would be pushed into that next program for the 7 to 12-year-olds. And if they start off as a 7 and 12, that's completely fine as well too. But essentially that's more about working more of their coordination skills, their agility skills, their balance, their focus, their discipline, and we're taking it a little bit more to the next level. We're still having fun. It's not that we don't have fun, but we approach it a little bit more seriously. And as they go up the belt ranks, they actually start gaining more skill sets to where they have to start getting better in their techniques.
Not only that, but when you start learning the techniques and you start mastering a few, it's fun anyway because of the fact that it's no longer a great challenge.
Exactly. And so these kids, they like to do this stuff these things that we teach them, the techniques, because they see the challenges behind it, and whenever they are able to accomplish it, they see the rewards behind it as well too, whether it's a praise from myself or a praise from, classmates. They see that there's, they're reaching goals as they kind of increase their skill set.
These traits obviously extend out not only into their schoolwork, into their grades, into their family. So therefore, is this a great place to do some family bonding? Do you provide family training as well?
Yeah, definitely. We have kind of a saying, and it's kind of a generic saying in the industry, but for us, it's a family that kicks together, sticks together. And so what happens is that if we have kids and adults, kids and parents doing karate together, not necessarily in the same classes, but together as a goal, then the kids start bonding with their parents more. I have a few families that actually have a father-son or mother-daughter or something along those lines, and they progress together, and there's like a little competition between each other. And not just that, they have great conversations at the dinner table. They practice together at home, and it's just a great way to bond with your family.
Wonderful and great exercise as well. You said mother and daughter. Obviously, karate is not just for men anymore. Women are really getting involved when it comes even to self-discipline. Is that right?
Definitely. As far as just kind of like women getting into our programs, we actually have quite a bit of girls in our karate classes, and eventually they start turning into teenagers. They go into our teens and adult classes, and they do very, very well in that program as well too.
One of the ones that you offer there is what they call child safety. What involves that there?
Those are things that we do twice a year. We have it's completely free and it's open to the public. So we have a child safety program, and it's about an hour and a half, give or take, on just going over how we can keep kids safe by different things such as keeping distance from strangers, not talking to them, running away when they need to, using self-defense if they need to use it, just kind of making them smarter and more educated. After some of the things that happened last year around this time frame, the community in Westminster has been kind of scared, and so this is one of the reasons why we offer this free to the public, is so that they can empower their kids and their family.
Wonderful. Empowering folks is probably one of the reasons that people walk through the doors there. It's probably a varied reasons. You probably get everything from exercise to bonding, self-defense. What about those that want to go on to competition? Are they going to be able to compete out of this dojo here?
Yeah, definitely. Competition is something that I came through. I used to compete whenever I was younger, and I was actually a world champion back in, I think, 2001. And essentially, it's really helped me as far as like my confidence and my ability. And so I take the traits that I've learned with my competition days and I try to apply them to my kids in their competition if they want to take it to the next level. Now, not every kid wants to compete, but the ones that do, we can definitely help them get there too.
I think you can definitely help them because of the fact that obviously it's important to get trained by somebody who's been there. Yes. I mean, you've been out there and actually done it before. You understand the needs, what you have to do, the preparation, and a lot of the stress that basically you could help them through.
Yeah, it's really not easy. I unfortunately didn't have all the mentors that my students have now, and so not that I didn't have anyone helping me. Is just the thing is that I was one of the few students in my dojo competing, and not all my senseis were at the competition level that I was trying to achieve. And so what I was capable of doing is taking some of the training that I kind of gained from friends and other people I would talk to, and now I've taken what I've learned from my competition days and applied it to my classes to help our students.
Excellent. Folks, take a look at the bottom of the screen. What you're going to see right there is their website. On the website, you get a clear idea of basically the head instructor, a lot of his history right there. He has quite a few years under his third-degree black belt, if you'd say. And basically, he understands children. He understands what's it be like to be a 10-year-old who is trying to fit into the world, create a better world and community. You're also going to see there great testimonials, not only of parents, but also from the students as well. Obviously, this is a dojo that is much in demand here in Westminster, Colorado. Let me ask you this, Javier. If you've got a parent out there who they're thinking about putting their child in a sport, they've never even considered karate until they've seen this, what would you tell them?
I would actually tell them to kind of think about it a little bit more and see what their kid wants to get out of this, or what they want their child to get out of the sport that they're trying to get to. Are they trying to get confidence, discipline, focus? Or are they just trying to run around, kicking a ball? And not that soccer is bad or anything like that. It's just that it's more about what are we trying to develop out of this child. And if we're trying to get the focus, the discipline, the confidence, our program is a great program to really start developing kids in those aspects.
We had mentioned before, obviously, this is a great place for families to come together. What about families that basically one side's not into karate? What type of fitness do you provide?
We actually have just a small group fitness or small group personal training program that we offer, and it's small group training, anywhere from 4 to 12, maybe 15 if that, and it's nothing to do with karate. It's actually functional body movement training. We don't have any machines. We believe that you, the human, is the machine, and so they power anything that we use as far as apparatuses that we use in the program.
Excellent. You take a very hands-on approach to your training here. Are you basically the ones you're actually out there doing the training yourself?
I'm the one that does everything. I run the show here, and so when people come to my program, they're not buying karate classes from the Dojo of Karate. They're buying karate classes from the Dojo of Karate, instructed by Javier Lozano. And so I teach all of my classes. I think that it's important that my students get the best training possible, and the only way to get the best training is by training with the person that teaches it all, and has been doing this the longest.
So it's more than just your name on the door?
It's more than just my name on the door. It's more about making sure that my kids are getting everything and my adults are getting everything they deserve.
Wonderful. Not only that, but you offer a 30-day no-risk guarantee. So folks, tell me about that.
It's just my guarantee to my program. I promise my students and my parents that when they come into my program that I'll give them 100% satisfaction guaranteed within those first 30. Not that I will never do it again, but so within those first 30 days, if they're not satisfied with my program for any reason, they can cancel. And so that way it allows them to try out our program, and if they like it, then they continue in our program.
Excellent. You had mentioned before that you didn't have the mentoring in place that a lot of your students do now. How does that make you feel, being able to provide that for the youth?
It's awesome. I mean, ultimately, my goal is to help my kids grow in any aspect possible, whether it's in competition, whether it's in academics, whether it's at home, whatever the case is. My goal is to help them achieve whatever their goals are, and if they achieve their goals, then I've achieved my goals. And so I kind of put it more personal on my end, because I do all the classes, I teach all the classes, so I'm more involved with my students.
Wonderful. Once again, folks, that is the Dojo of Karate. They are teaching excellence through karate here in Westminster, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.